Hi everyone. I just want to say a massive thank you to those of you that had looked at my first video. I got some really good responses from that, but also my bloopers. So yeah, it's been a real pleasure to hear people's encouraging words in terms of what I'm trying to achieve. So I'm Anna, I'm the Young Therapist, and as promised, um, I'm going to be talking today about anxiety and 5 ways that you can help your anxiety. So let's crack on. Number 1, the first thing that I would say is accept that you are anxious. Now, not in a self-defeating kind of victim way, but more in a, okay, this is how I'm feeling right now, and I'm not going to try and force myself to feel better. When that happens, when we do that, when we start to force ourselves, what tends to happen is we tend to make ourselves more anxious, and then we can bring on things like panic attacks and, make ourselves sort of more wound up. So if you're feeling anxious, number 1 tip is to just go with it, don't fight it, and just accept the fact that that is where you're at right now, but also recognizing that it doesn't mean to say that's where you're going to be in 5-10 minutes time. Number 2, it will pass. I always think of Gandalf when I say that. I don't know why he says you shall not pass, but it just always makes me think of Gandalf. Anyway, just remember that the anxiety that you're experiencing will pass. Our brains tend to be very mean, and they trick us and they tell us, our brains tell us that this is going to be forever. And, when we're really anxious, it can feel sometimes like we're going to die. It's really that powerful. So just remember that not to fight it, but also that it's going to pass. It will pass. Number 3, don't isolate yourself. It's very, very easy when you're feeling anxious. Quite often depression comes with anxiety as well, because they kind of go hand in hand. It's very easy to isolate yourself, take yourself off to your room, not hang out with anyone, avoid your friends and family. And actually, this is the worst thing you can possibly do when you're feeling anxious, because again, you're feeding those thoughts, you're feeding that negative emotional energy that's going on inside you. And so sometimes it does, and it will take your kind of real guts to go, no, I know that I'm struggling with hanging out with people, but I'm going to push through. Now, I'm not suggesting that if you're feeling really anxious, you need to go out and see a whole bunch of people. That won't help. What I'm suggesting is that you utilise the people that are in your life. So whether that be family, friends, people that you can trust, but also people that you can be anxious around. So, the worst thing is if we feel anxious, then putting ourselves in a situation where we feel like we've got to pretend that we're not feeling anxious, then, it's unhelpful. So, don't isolate. You'll make things worse. Find people that you can just be yourself with, explain what's going on for you, and get some support. Number 4, breathe. When we're anxious, we go straight into that fight or flight mode. So we get very, very het up. Your breathing will become shallower. So we're actually meant to breathe from our diaphragm, from our tummies. But when we get anxious, we start to breathe from this part up here. So one of the things you can help your body to come down is to actually breathe. There's some great stuff out there on the web. There's apps that you can get if you're not sure about how to go about it. But one of the videos that I will do actually is some simple breathing techniques so that you can become more accustomed to it. And it might sound like a really twee kind of therapy thing to say. And trust me, I thought that when my therapist said that to me, but actually it is true, because you are bringing the whole body system down a notch or two. Because when we go into that flight mode, it's not just our breathing, it's our nervous system, it's our heart rate, it's everything in the body. Our muscles get tense. That's why people get back pain and discomfort from long periods of anxiety. So breathe is number 4. And finally, number 5, seek help. There is no shame in struggling with anxiety. I get so many people come to me, particularly young people, say, Anna, I've got nothing to be anxious about. And things that I used to be able to do, now I find getting really anxious about seeing friends or hanging out with people that I love to hang out with, or going into school. Suddenly I find myself feeling really anxious and I don't know why. Therapy can be so helpful in determining what's going on for you, because we very rarely have a feeling without there being something underneath that. And so, get help. I know that there are school counsellors out there. There is a stigma sometimes attached to that, so I get it. But, there are other places you can go, like Mind, and go to your GP, let them know that you're struggling with anxiety. Tell people, don't suffer by yourself, because there's no need to. So, just going to go through them again. So, number 1, accept, don't fight. Number 2, know it will pass. Number 3, don't isolate and hang out with people that are good for you. Number 4, breathe. And lastly, number 5, seek help. So there you go. There are my 5 top tips. Thank you for watching this video. Please share and comment below. If you would like me to do a specific video on something, then please comment below and let me know, because ultimately this is for you. It's not so much for my benefit, it's for people out there that are struggling with stuff. So, like, comment, share. I'm on holiday now for 2 weeks, woohoo! So I'm not going to be around, but my next video will be in 2 weeks' time, and it's going to be how to manage having a panic attack, because I know that there's so many people out there struggle with that. It's all linked to anxiety, so that's what I'm going to be doing. Anyway, I don't think there's many bloopers this week, unfortunately, but don't worry, I'm sure I will make a ass of myself at some point. So so have a great couple of weeks, and I will see you soon. Okay, take care, bye.